Hello and welcome, I'm Nate42 and in this video I'm going to be talking about TrueNAS scale. We'll start off, we'll go up into preferences up here. I don't know if this has actually changed since last time, but I just definitely did not look at this last time. There's a couple of different types of themes that you can choose for your site. You can do Solarized Dark, I've not seen this one before. You can even go to Retro Logo, which will load the TrueNAS logo in the place of the current one. So, I mean, that's kind of nice, I guess. It's a bit of a funny color, actually. You can go Dracula, which I'm guessing is kind of red. No, it's not red. It's not red at all. High contrast. You got Nord. Yeah. Or you just got dark and blue. Or paper. I'm guessing this is a very white one. Oh, wow, that's very white. Oh, my eyes. Alright, we'll stick with dark, because I do like dark. It's a very nice one. And yeah, with the retro logo, it puts the logo back to TrueNAS instead of TrueNAS scale. Not cool. Goddamn. Prefer buttons with icons. So there's a couple of different things in here that you can modify. That's nice. Okay, so I'm not sure what happened there, as this is obviously a very early version of this. It can have bugs and hiccups, but I was clicking on storage and it just wasn't doing anything. It is actually showing stuff now, so that's good. Okay, yeah, so we have the vault set up with IX applications, and we do have an application on here which is installed, and it has a Docker section as well, which is very interesting. I don't know what this all means. On the releases you got Nextcloud, so I did install Nextcloud, and that is what we have. But yeah, if you look through this, you can see all the data and how everything is like being held in TrueNAS scale. And yeah, I mean, it's very similar, you know, in all ways to TrueNAS core, I guess. Yeah, so you can import disks, got multipaths. And what I'll probably have to do is switch over to TrueNAS scale on a different USB stick, import the disks in, and then hopefully I'll be able to run them with the files that I have, because I think I have like some special encrypted document files or something like that. But yeah, you got the task manager up here, which just does literally show you the tasks that are running at the moment. Very useful sometimes if you wonder why it's making a lot of noise at a certain time. You can just click on here and you can see what's pretty much at the top of the tasks, and that will usually be it. You've got alerts here, so this tells you when there's updates, if anything happens, or if there's a scrub, as like here. That's what got me before, is it scrubs the database from time, it scrubs the drive from time to time, and that does sometimes cause your computer to rear up the fans, which I was confused for the first like couple of times, but then you do get used to it. And when this is all locked away under the stairs or whatever, it'll be a lot less of a pain to listen to it. You have TrueCommand, which is actually a cloud-based software which will allow you to administrate your TrueNAS scale remotely in different locations. I think it will probably have an app, or it has an app already on the phone, and you will be able to access this probably in the exact same way as you can right now. So yeah, you got, this is all the same as before, I believe. So I mean, they've got the drive part down, which is good. We have cloud sync tasks, init and shutdown scripts, replication tasks. You can set up different tests. You've got rsync tasks, scrub tasks, and all this kind of stuff under data protection. That's good, I guess. Under network, you can just see the general network stuff. You got the interface, which is this computer, I guess. That's the IP address of it on. Oh, geez, easy. That's the IP address of it on this network. It's DHCP anyway, and by the router, it is configured as a static IP. So yeah, there's that. We have the name servers that it uses, which is great. There's also a little bit more information down here, and then you have OpenVPN down here, and I think you can actually set up your own OpenVPN and VPN into this system, which will allow you to connect to other devices and things on your network as if you was there. I've not tried this out or tested this out on this one or Core, and it's not particularly a feature that I care too much about, because most of the time when I require that sort of access, I'll be able to do it through Nextcloud, which is a web user interface, which will do most of the things I ever need to do. Okay, so under credentials, you have the local users and groups, directory services, so you've got access for Active Directory, setting up on a domain or something like that. You've got what ones are there? ID map. That sounds interesting. Yep, I don't know what that is, but you've got that, I guess. So you can actually set up backup cloud credentials if you want to back up stuff from this machine to somewhere else, a different location, maybe, which is a very good idea to do if you have very sensitive information that needs to be stored in your small business or office or whatever, and you have another off-site location that you can use to back that data up, just in case of a issue at that building, or if that server was stolen, then you would still have access to that information because you'd have a backup of it somewhere else. God forbid, obviously. You do have 2FA, so you can set up two-factor authentication for the system and link it to the Google Authenticator app, LastPass, etc., as it says on a mobile device. I like Authy. I used to use Google Authenticator, but when I lost access to my phone, I lost access to Google Authenticator. It doesn't store any of the details for your authentication stuff in the cloud, which probably is a good thing. But for me, at that time, it was very, very inconvenient, and I've lost, as far as I know, access to some places now because of that. So it's good to have. I like Authy because it does have regular password checks, and it does allow you to log in to get your keys and stuff like that. So I guess it is stored somewhere, which is maybe more dangerous. Slightly more dangerous, but I mean, obviously people would have to then also get through your normal passwords. Right, now under virtualization, you can set up a virtual machine as expected. This is all fairly straightforward, and I can't imagine this would have taken too much extra hassle to do than as per the other one. This might have been here last time, I'm not fully sure. And then we'll get on to the good stuff, the juicy stuff that we've been looking for this whole time, and that is apps. Now, apps is very, very vague at the moment, but it comes with a lot of hope, and it comes with a lot of potential, because it has Nextcloud on there out the box, which is great. It's got Plex on there, which is great because that's one that a lot of people do use, and I have considered trying it out as opposed to MB, just because I know a lot of people do use Plex. So Plex might actually be a good one to try, to see if I do enjoy using that one instead. Although I do still, after looking into both a little bit, I've not actually tried Plex, but I do prefer the look and feel of MB still, just because it seems a bit more customizable. And you've also got Min.io, wherever that is. I don't actually know what that is, but it's an officially supported application on this system. And if you go to installed applications, and I did actually install Nextcloud on one of the last previous updates, but I haven't got around to actually showing that on here yet, so I might I'll show that a little bit later on. The other thing that makes it very good in this sense is you can choose the pool, so you can choose what drive it goes to. Basically, you got advanced settings as well, so you can choose the pool. Actually, I guess there's not really too much in there, but you can also launch Docker images. So what this allows is for you to set up your own container from Docker, different applications names, image repositories. So if you have a Docker image repository, you can just use this, and it will pull the image from here, and it will stick it and install it and set it up for you, basically. That is pretty cool. That's really cool, actually, because that is a huge part of what I actually want to do with this system. I might try this at some point with MB to see if I can actually install that on here, and maybe also Home Assistant, which I haven't got around to properly getting into just yet, but once the new house is all sorted out and all that kind of stuff, I'm hoping to be able to set that up for use with a lot of the home automation stuff, and also with a couple of other things as well to keep everything running well, but also in the network. So data to be processed won't have to go out of the network to Google to be processed. It could be processed on our internal network, and in that sense it'll be slightly more secure, and also, you know, it's under your complete control, which is nice and pretty cool. Yeah, so that is the apps. Under reporting, you've just got, you know, CPU usage, system load, all that kind of general stuff. Yeah, under system you have update, you got general, which just shows you information about the system, which is pretty good. You got advanced, which also doesn't really show you that much. You can auto tune the kernel, that's interesting. Okay, so if there's hardware issues, you can use auto tune, which will over and underclock the system to try and make it run as smooth as possible, I think is what I got from that. Okay, so this shows you all the previous boots that you've had. You can remove them from here as well. So these are all set as false because they are all updates. But every time it installs the update, it adds it into this list, and it gives you the backups previously. So if you didn't like this one and you liked this one more, you could activate that one, and then you could go back to what it was like back then when you restart this machine, this virtual machine or this real machine. Under services, services is hidden away under system settings, which is very interesting. I thought it might be over here. AFP, DNS, you got dynamic DNS, you can set up with different services, different providers, loads of different stuff like that. That's pretty good. You can even set up FTP, Gluster, and it does have okay, it doesn't actually have Docker in here, which is interesting. I thought it would have been under services. Shell, so you got shell, Docker is installed on here obviously, and that is how it runs. So yeah, I mean, I guess this is just a UI that sends stuff to the shell scripts. It does have systemctl. There's no glustering and no containers just yet, but it does say that they are coming soon. And you also do have email, so you can email yourself any updates that are going on with this system if you configure the mail server correctly to do so. But that is about it for this. Now let's have a quick look at Nextcloud. Now, I've not done a huge amount with Nextcloud on here, but I have tested a few things on here, and it does work as I had hoped so. Oh, sorry if there's any noise in the background. It's my printer printing a part for an upcoming video. So that's what that is. Yeah, so this is Nextcloud. I'm logged in straight away. We have up here a lot of different things. So under mail, I'm gonna have to probably blur some of this, but yeah, there's my mail. The mail is working correctly, so if I wanted to, I can access this anywhere in the world, and you know, I've got my mail there. I've got contacts. Now I haven't actually tried this yet, but you can have contacts here. You've got calendar here, which when on your phone you can actually synchronize it with your phone, I believe. I guess I've not tried doing that just yet. There's definitely some software out there though that does allow you to do that, and also to do that with contacts, and I think with tasks as well. I've not tried tasks, This is Talk, so you can have your very own chat server, which basically just you connect to other people through this, and they connect to you through this server, and you can talk on a privately encrypted server that is completely away from anyone. So that's like this would have been the most secure method of communication if you care too much about that. You got activity here, so this is like everything that you've done, and obviously you're okay with seeing that because it's on your server. This stuff is not getting sent to anywhere else. It's not going outside of your house. It's all here inside your server for you to see. You've got photos, which is it's photos, isn't it? You can go to your folders, you can view photos, and there you go. There's the big old nice fake library and a monkey or gorilla, whatever it is, and a desert. Yeah, they're just generic photos that come with the thing. Shared with you, so somehow that works. I don't know how that works. And then there's a file section. So this is another thing that I have installed onto this. Very interesting, very cool. So, hey, I've got a PDF here. Hey, look, it reads it straight in the thing. That's cool. So, you can read your PDFs in the system, but also, what else can you do? Is that a document? Well, you can open OnlyOffice in the system as well. And hey, look at that. You can actually open your very own version of Google Docs. So here we have OnlyOffice, Nextcloud Hub. You can change it to just Nextcloud if you really wanted to. It's a bad example, but yeah, as you can see, it edits all this stuff. You can edit this, you can save it, you can download it as a docx, as a PDF. You can download it as a PDF. How cool is that? Or even as a HTML file, and you can save a copy as the same, and you can print it, and you can do all the other really useful word processing type things that you feel like you might need. It's got quite a bit of functionality. I've not been able to use it too much just yet because obviously this is brand new to me. This does not work on Nextcloud if it's running on FreeBSD, because this is a Linux software. So the Linux software is requires Linux to run, and that's what we have here. So now if we go back to files, I don't know if there is a different type of document that we can get to. You got these. This is a text file, and this is the default text editor for the software, which is pretty cool. You can here we go. You can start a document, or you got a new text document, which is just like a TXT file versus a Word file. You got spreadsheets, so you can go spreadsheet. We can call it let's call it budget. File created, and now we have a spreadsheet. Now it's a little bit slow. It is a little bit slow, and it's going to be a little bit slow on a very old machine when it's running on that. Unfortunately, because it is a very old machine, it's not like it's not like a brand new server, but it is all also being created locally and being data is being processed locally. But yeah, anyway, that is what I've been working on with this, and what I've been waiting for through for TrueNAS Cloud, for TrueNAS Scale, and what I've been waiting for TrueNAS Scale for the longest time. I'm really excited about where this is going, and I would actually like to transfer this over as soon as possible. I am worried about losing all my data because I don't really have much external storage, but I do have 4 terabyte hard drives that are inside this cloud, my cloud box. I don't have 16 or 12 terabytes of data storage anywhere else, so it would be recommended to back it up before you do anything to it, because of obviously the risks that you run every time something like this could actually happen. And I think it's still recommended that you run this off of a USB stick, as opposed to a SSD, because it will use very little in the way of data transfer to that folder or to that drive. So that's why they say that it's fine to use a USB stick. Yeah, that is it for me this time. If you like where we're going with this, please let me know in the comment section what you want to see next. I would love to keep talking about this type of thing, and also, you know, bringing the data back to you, because it's your data. It's important that, you know, you keep control and you know, keep safe the data that you have, because ultimately it is you. The data is you. So, you know, you want to keep yourself safe online, you need to keep your data safe online as well. That's all I'm going to say with that. So yeah, I'll leave it here. Let me know in the comment section below what you think of it, and I will see you in the next one.